If you're researching assisted living in Hawaii for a parent or even just starting to think about it for yourself, there's one thing that catches almost every family off guard, and it's not just the high cost. It's the wait list. By the time most find out about it, they're already behind. I've been helping lots of families navigate senior transitions in Hawaii. I'm going to share with you what most of them wish they had known sooner. By the end of this video, you're going to know what senior living actually is, how long the wait lists are in Hawaii, and what to do right now if you're in early research mode. Senior living is a housing option for people 55 years and older. It allows them to find facilities that's low maintenance, lots of activities. As they transition, it's a perfect way for them to downsize into a property that they would enjoy living in. Senior living is where you're more independent. You're able to take care of yourself, goes with your lifestyle. You're in a facility that has lots of activities. You're around people you really enjoy. Assisted living has that, but you have a little bit more help. You need help taking care of yourself, maybe nursing care, things of that nature. And so the facility offers that. Some places have senior living that goes into assisted living and that they could go into nursing care so that you can transition as you get older. I find that a lot of clients start looking to do a senior facility because they just want to simplify their life. They're getting older. A lot of them don't want to maintain their home. They're looking at the yard work. They're looking at taking care of the home. They want to travel more. They want to make life simpler, and they actually enjoy the lifestyle, being around people that they can hang out with, talk different stories about, just enjoy the time. And a lot of them have great activities for the seniors to do, which keeps them sharp and energetic, and they just find it a nice way to transition in their life. I think one of the things that are hard for families to realize is the amount of time it could take to get into a facility and the research you're going to want to do before you need to be in a facility. A lot of families wait and then they're scrambling. I often suggest as people age and just things get harder, it's harder to maintain things, it's harder to take care of things, they want to downsize, they don't know where they want to go. I told them that's the perfect time to start looking at the different facilities. Every one is a little bit different, has its own unique personality. So you're going to want to check it out. I think everybody feels like if they make that commitment to start looking, that means they've resigned to the fact that they're going to have to move. It doesn't. You can look years in advance. You're just trying to get an understanding of all the different places. And that's for if you're doing it for you personally. But if you're doing it for your parents, it's really nice to be able to go as a family, go together, see the different places in a casual way. And most of these facilities are happy to give you tours, make an appointment so you can just really see what it's like, answer your questions. But that way you're not having to just suddenly an issue comes up, the family needs assistance, and we're just trying to figure out where to place somebody. It's you've spent the time and you've talked about it, and then you can say, hey, I think we're ready, and I think these are the best choices for us at this time. With that, a lot of people don't realize there's a wait list for most of these places. Typically, the wait list is about 6 months to a year, could be 18 months. And that's a long time if you're really trying to make a move right away. Sometimes you can't help it. The people that I'm helping, it was their aunt that this happened to. She just had a demise in her health, and most of the family members do not live on island, so they needed to get her into a care facility. There's not a lot you can do with that, and they just had to come here and as quickly as they could look all over and try to find a place to get her in. And then now we need to work on getting her house sold because that's the funds to take care of her. And that's how I run across a lot of these clients and helping them. And I learn about all these different facilities is because usually when this happens, they need to downsize, sell their properties, or they just basically need the funds from the sales to take care of them, because the cost for these facilities on average, just average, is $6,000 to $12,000 a month. So that really adds up. If you're looking at somewhere and say you really love it, and I can see myself living there later on, you're going to want to get on the wait list if they're, depending on how long the wait list is, just so that you're prepared when the time comes. When they call you up, it doesn't mean you have to go, it just gives you options. If you're planning to take a tour to some of these places, there's a couple good questions I would recommend. One is asking them how their personalized care changes as your needs change. It's really good to see what that facility has to offer as things change. Second good question would be, what is the resident to staff ratio? You're going to want to understand, how many people are on staff at a time. And when they say it's 24/7 care, ask them, is it 24/7 that there'll be a nurse or somebody on duty, or is it an on-call service? The third question I would often ask is getting clarity on what's included in the monthly fee and what's extra. Because they'll tell you like all these things you can have all these things, and in your mind you may be thinking, oh, that's included in the fee that they told me. So if you specifically ask, they may say, oh yeah, we do have parking, but there is a fee for this. Oh, we do have people that can do all this laundry for you, but there is a fee for that. Just so there's clarity, so that you're not, confused, because the monthly fees are going to be surprisingly high. So you're going to want to make sure you understand what the different costs are. I think a bonus fourth question I would ask is, what have you had as a recent problem for a family, and how did you resolve it? Every facility always has some sort of problem that comes up. Each one will be different. It'd be real interesting to see how they resolve their problem that they're telling you that they've had. I think as you tour places, you'll learn a lot from each one, how they answer it, and then that might give you more questions to ask when you tour more places. If you're in early research mode, I would say start touring as many facilities as you can. Like I said, each one has its own personality. And on Oahu, we really have a supply and demand issue. We have very little supply of senior living facilities, and the demand is growing every day for these. So start early. That's the main thing I can say. Start early, start looking, start talking to your friends, watch things like this, just learn, but start. If this was helpful, follow for more on navigating senior transitions in Hawaii. I do have free guides for both downsizing and trust in estate sales.